refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dave's Doghouse. Had it on repeat, but it don't matter. What's up? Welcome to the dogs. Where the dogs at, man? Where y'all at? Welcome to Dave's Doghouse. Episode 12, Season 2. Got some good things in store for y'all today. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I am live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. So you can follow me on all of those pages. Of course, well, R2L is the is for X and Twitch, but Facebook, YouTube, my channel. How y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing today? These playoffs have been crazy. Playoffs been crazy. WNBA is back. The feature caller going off. Angel Reese, the fastest to 50 rebounds. Fastest to 500 points to 500 rebounds. Caitlin Clark out for 2 weeks. Ticket sales gone down 71%. Crazy. It's a lot going on in sports today. Red Sox on the 4-game losing streak. Dropped down to 4th place in the AL East. Celtics out the playoffs. Knicks about to be out the playoffs. At least that's what it looks like. Look like the T-Wolves about to be out the playoffs. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. We got Stephon Diggs and Cardi B having fun in Miami. But, you know, I ain't here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about someone coming out of the doghouse today. We got technically 4, but, you know, we got 3 candidates kind of sort of going into the doghouse today to get some puppy chow. Then we got the dogs. And of course, the big dog or big dogs. So I hope y'all enjoy yourselves today. So let's go ahead and get started with the very first one. Now let's turn it up. Turn me up, 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 up. First up, man. First up. Finally out. This team, although they are not in the playoffs right now, and they were eliminated in the second round, they show some grit. You know, this is a lot of people want to see exactly how they would look with their star player being hurt and being out for the foreseeable future. Who knows when he's going to be able to come back? This team is going to look a lot different next year. Some trades are going to happen within the team. They have $500 million committed to just 2 players, honestly, right now. And we got other players coming up with contracts, and they're just not going to be able to afford them. This is kind of sort of what happens nowadays with championship teams. And with the way the CBA is, you got to get people max contracts when they are all NBA players. So you kind of got to pay them a certain amount of money. But the Boston Celtics, y'all, are the team that's in the doghouse that is now coming out. And y'all probably want to know why. Why now? They've been out of the playoffs for about a week or so, a week or so now. So why all of a sudden you want to put them out of the doghouse? Well, for one, after that devastating loss to have seeing Jason Tatum go down in Game 4, and what is now known as a ruptured Achilles, people wanted to see exactly what was going to happen. They thought that the Celtics was going to lay down and lose that game, but I mean, technically the Celtics have been good without Tatum anyway. Not to say that we wanted to see that happen at all, because I definitely wish Jason Tatum a speedy recovery. He's going to be out at least 6 to 9 months, so he may or may not be playing the game next season. He might be out all next year. Who knows? His recovery can be different from someone else's. Who knows? I mean, the way medicine is nowadays, the way surgery is, a lot of things are advanced nowadays. So we may see Jason Tatum again next season. But the Boston Celtics, in a game when they needed to win the most, they won that game by 25 points. They won Game 5 by 25 points. They had 6 players in double figures. Derek White had 34 points. Jaylen Brown had 26, and then he got 27 from Peyton Pritchard and Luke Cornett. They came to play. They didn't lay down and lose game 5 at home. So they were, like I said, they were on the brink of elimination. And a lot of people are saying that the Knicks only won the series because of injury. I tend to believe that that's not true. But hey, you want to say that, then you can say that. That's totally all on you. You can say that if you want to. I'm not here to argue that today. I'm just here to talk about how the Celtics are now out of the doghouse, man. Because after seeing what they've done, they've shown that, hey, man, there's some things that can happen even when the best player goes down. And, they went out and they were on fire. They were on fire from 3. They forced some turnovers. They played really good defense in that game. Cornette had a monster playoff game in that game. And the Celtics just fought. They fought. I mean, the Celtics this year are what, 10? They were 10-3 with Tatum being out. Of course, that 3 being that Game 6 loss, of course. So 10-2 before that Game 6 loss. But I mean, they played well all year whether Tatum was on the floor or not. So that's big ups to them, showing exactly how good they really are. And Celtics are now out of the doghouse. So good thing for y'all. All right, now we get to the very, very, very first candidate in the doghouse for today. And y'all want to know who that is? Oh, I hope y'all like my background too. Got the dog in me, so I feel like this is more fitting for the doghouse. This team here that I'll be talking about first on this segment is considered to be the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL. Yes, I'm saying this. So Cowboys fans, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I mean, this is kind of sort of your thing. Fans always think that it's their season to get it done. Don't have that many playoff wins. Haven't won a championship, but who knows how long. Having an overpaid player who shows brilliantness in the regular season, but then happens to go missing in the playoffs or has bad moments in the playoffs. This sounds just exactly like the Cowboys. But I'm actually talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs are it's just a sad case. It's just a sad case. Sad franchise in the NHL. They just can't seem to win when they need to. Do y'all know that the Toronto Maple Leafs only have 2 series playoff wins in the last 21 years? 1 in the last 11 years. Y'all know that the Buffalo Sabres have more series wins since 2005, and they haven't made the playoffs in 14 years. The Buffalo Sabres, y'all, have 4 series wins, but have not been in the playoffs in 14 years. The Toronto Maple Leafs are a perennial playoff team, but they don't have. They just can't get over the hump. They can't do it. They have 7 straight Game 7 losses. They can't win when it's Game 7. When the lights get brighter, they just tend to shrink. They tend to shrink. They tend to shrink every single time the lights get brighter. Best player on the team just don't show up. That's just like Dak Prescott. He's the highest paid player on the Cowboys. May not be the best player because you can say that's CeeDee Lamb. You can say that's that you can say it's Trayvon Diggs. You can say it's Michael Parsons. CeeDee Lamb has showed up. Dak has showed up. Michael Parsons has sometimes showed up in the playoffs. So you can say, I guess it's Mike. I don't know. But these are the GMs they've had in that time. Dave Norris, Lou Lamoriello, Kyle Dubas, Brad Trevling, and 5 other coaches. Brendan Shanahan, this is in your hands, man. This is in your hands. You've had plenty of coaches there, gotten the players, and just haven't gotten the results that you needed. And just like the Cowboys, the owner cares more about ticket sales than wins. So what's the important thing? I mean, you could say one thing about the Cowboys. They made some moves this offseason. First time we aren't really used to seeing this. I mean, other than when they got Amari Cooper. But they look good on paper. Now we got to see what's going to happen in the regular season. Can they get through the regular season? Can they get back to 12 regular season wins and get to the playoffs? But are they going to get past the second round? We haven't seen the Cowboys get past the second round in over 20 years. Haven't reached a Super Bowl in that long. Let alone get out of the second round. So it's like first round, cool. Second round, bye-bye. And that's the Toronto Maple Leafs. They just can't get it done. So, Toronto, just like Drake, you in the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. And the thing is, Drake put a big bet on y'all too, and y'all just happened to lose. I mean, it's almost like it just had to happen. It's just, I'm sorry. It's not good. Not a good year for y'all. Not a good year for y'all. But you got SGA. SGA look like he might go win the championship. I don't know if he's from Toronto, but he's from Canada, so you got something. All right, y'all. Next, this duo here. This duo for the Minnesota Timberwolves have been pretty inconsistent. Pretty inconsistent these last. Well, this series, for one. I mean, shout out to one of them who actually been more consistent than the other. And I'm talking about Julius Randle. He's been more consistent than Ant. But what's going on now is just inexcusable. This is not something that needs to be happening right now. And they play tonight, so they may be able to redeem themselves. They may get out of the doghouse after tonight's performance. Who knows what's going to happen? But all I know is Anthony Edwards, in the first half of the last game, only took 2 shots. Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle had a total of 9 points in the first half of Game 4. Anthony Edwards finished the game with 16 points, 5 turnovers. He was 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. And you know what this man said? He said, I didn't struggle. What do you mean you didn't struggle? You struggled, sir. When you're the star player of a team and you only can get up 13 shots in the game, you shoot under 50%, you shoot under 30% from 3, you were 1 of 7. That's not good. You were 3 shots, 3 misses away from being 10% from 3. That's not good. And I'm sorry, I don't know what you think is good. It's not. It's not. And you also had 5 turnovers in that game. That's also not good. You said you made the right plays. I mean, did you? I don't know. And the thing is, in that game, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Dante DiVincenzo, Nas Reed, your bench gave you 64 points. And if you score 20, your team wins the game. Julius, if you score 15, your team wins the game. You didn't even have to do a lot in this game, and you still lost. What was so inexcusable about this loss was y'all led in points off turnovers, fast break points, points in the paint, second chance points, free throw attempts, but they call SJ the free throw merchant, but the Wolves had more free throw attempts than they did, more free throw makes than they did. Better field goal percentage, better 3-point percentage, and better free throw percentage, and you still lost the game. You still lost the game? Like, really? Just saying. Ty, we'll revisit that at another moment. We'll revisit that in another moment. Just cut me some slack here. All right, cut me some slack. Julius Randle went scoreless in the second half. He had only 5 points in that game. 5 points. And we were hearing that, and this is not just from Vaughn in the NBA chat. This is not just directed towards you. But there were many other podcasts and other people with, going viral saying that there needs to be an apology tour for Julius Randle. Where is he at now? Where is Julius Randle now? Is he going to show up tonight? Can he do that? Because it can't be twice in one series where you are useless in the fourth quarter, where you don't even you have no big minutes. The first, I think it was game 2. You didn't play in the fourth quarter at all. You played 0 minutes in the fourth quarter in game 2. You had 2 buckets and 4 turnovers for the game. 6 points, 2 of 11 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. That is your stat line from game 2. Anthony Edwards actually had a pretty good game. He had 32 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists in game 2. But he was 1-9 from 3. And then you look at Anthony Edwards in game 1. It wasn't good. Anthony Edwards in game 1. In the fourth quarter, 0 points. Only had 1 shot in the fourth quarter. 2 turnovers, and he was minus of 11. He wasn't even a plus on the floor. So, Ant likes to talk a lot of trash, and he has the right to do so. I'm not saying he shouldn't talk trash at all. He should. That's just the way he is. That makes him. It gets him going. But people calling him the legend killer. He beat Steph, beat KD. Beat LeBron and beat, Luka, he go up against SGA. It just seemed different. I don't know what's up. And then he was going against Kyrie and Luka last year. He was gassed. He was gassed. And it's like we're seeing the same thing from last year's Western Conference Finals that we're seeing this year. I mean, can we see some consistency at least? Can you have another great game? Can you make sure your team goes out fighting or at least forces a game 6? Because you want to bring it going home tonight. You got a game against OKC tonight. You are going back to OKC. So what's going to happen? Can you get a win on the road? Let's see. But right now, this is not a good look for either one of you. You're the 2 best players on this team, and people been calling you Baby Jordan, Julius Randle. People saying that they need an apology tour for you. Y'all got to show us something. You showed us something for the first 2 series, Julius, and that's good. But you have not been that consistent throughout the playoffs. You had an 18-point game here, 16-point game there, 15-point game there. You got to do better. You're supposed to be the star player, one of the faces of the league. You said that you better than SGA and better than Luka. We need to see it. We need to see it. So until then, welcome to the dog. My guy, you in the doghouse. Now, to the saddest team in pro sports right now. Because you can look at the Hornets and basketball. You can look at the Wizards. You can look at the Bulls. You can look at the Jazz and the NBA. NFL, you can look at the Jets, the Browns, the Jaguars. I mean, you can look at a bunch of teams in other sports where you're like, man, that team is just not good. I don't know where's their future going. I don't know. This team looks like they have no future. It looks like they don't. The future is low. It's not bright. Future's dark. It's the Colorado Rockies. I probably should have talked about them a while ago, but the time is now. Colorado Rockies, y'all, are 9-46 coming into today. 9-46. That's out of 55 games, 9-46. They are one of 2 teams to have under 10 wins in 55 games since 1901. That other team is the 1904 Washington Senators. So this has been going on for 101 years. They have the worst record in 101 years through 55 games. They have the 6th worst record after 24 games in Major League history. Since signing Chris Bryant to a 7-year, $182 million contract on March 18th, 2022, just 3 years ago, they have a combined record of 197 wins and 344 losses. That's putrid. Absolutely terrible. They're on pace for 27 wins, which would break the White Sox record of last season. And this would be the fewest in the non-pandemic season since the 1899 Cleveland Spiders, who only won 20 games in that year. And that's not even 162 games. That was in 154 games. There's 162 games in Major League Baseball. 162. And they're on pace to win 27 of those. That is not good. That means they're going to have 155 losses. That's bad. I know, Ty. Sad. Sad. It's just... I got another stat for y'all. Another thing that I saw. The Colorado Rockies have lost 21 consecutive series dating back to last year. That is the longest losing streak in Major League Baseball history. This team is just not good. And it's not even just the hitting. They also have the worst ERA at 5.66 in the majors, and the worst WHIP at 1.603, and the fewest strikeouts in the majors. They only have 363 strikeouts as a team right now. It's worse. Now the offense, batting average 219 as a team, terrible. 29th in on-base percentage at 285. 29th in runs scored at 176. 27th in slugging at .357. And tied for 26 with 46 home runs. You got no offense. Your pitching is terrible. And your third baseman, which is your most valuable hitter, Ryan McMahon, has been worth 1.0 BWR on the season entering Wednesday. That's not only is that less than the gap between the Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge and second place Pete Crow of the Cubs. But Rangers shortstop Corey Seager has been more valuable in half the games. Seager, 26 games. 53 for McMahon. How is someone has played less games than you more valuable than you? And you're supposed to be their most valuable hitter. The team just can't get it done. The team is just bad. It's just terrible. And you're not good. You're not good. I'm sorry. It's just do something to get better. Figure out a way to get some trades. Maybe you got to sell the team too. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the solution for the Colorado Rockies. But you got to find a way to draft better, to farm better, get some better hitters, and get out of this slump. Because the Colorado Rockies, who have one of the best uniforms I've seen in baseball, can't seem to get wins. Remember, they're 9-46 on the season right now through 55 games. And there are 162 games in the season. On pace for 27. I'm just saying. It's not looking bright for y'all. So, welcome to the Doghouse. My guy, you in the Doghouse. It's just not looking good. Not looking good. I have an honorable mention before I get to the dogs today. My honorable mention is a young lady who, in fact, has a name that has that just rings bells right now. I call her MVP. Nafesia Collier. To start the season, Big Fee, for the Minnesota Lynx, who are 5-0 on the season right now. These have been her stat lines to start the season. 34 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 57% from the field. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 55% from the field. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 61% from the field. 33 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 52% from the field. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals. Did y'all know she is the first player since 2006 with at least 7 stocks in a single quarter? She had 5 steals and 2 blocks in the opening quarter against the Storm the other night. The Minnesota Lynx improved to 5-0 for the 6th time in franchise history and first since 2017 when they won their last championship. The Lynx reached the finals in 4 of those previous 5 instances. So are we going to see the Lynx in the WNBA championship this year? It's very possible. They should have been in last year because she was fouled going against the Liberty, but they didn't call it. So they should have been in the finals last year. And I believe they would have won it last year as well. Most points per game by a player in a 5-0 start in the WNBA. 29.8 from Maya Moore 2014. Cynthia Cooper in 1999 with 27.2. And Nafesia Collier this year, 26.8 through 5 games. MVP. That's what I'm calling her. She is MVP. She has been playing lights out for the Lynx so far this year. And she's a dog, honestly. I'm just putting her on honorable mention because I got my stuff already made already. But I couldn't go to the show without talking about, to me, who's playing lights out, who's looking like the best player in the NBA, in the WNBA right now. And that's MVP. So MVP, honorable mention. Now we get to Dogs of the Week. Dogs of the Week. Best of the best so far, in my opinion. You know, everyone has their own. This guy plays for a team who not too many people picked to win their division. So this year in baseball. I know me, I picked the Reds to be pretty good in this division. But it's them. This team that he plays for, number 1 in the NL Central, 34-21 as a record, plus 94 run differential. They balling. They playing well. They look like, you know, they gonna be a play. They go to playoffs this year. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like right now. They give him a name, you know, BTA, PTA. His is PCA. P. Crow Armstrong. This young man he cooking right now. He is tied 8th in all of the majors in home runs right now with 14. He has 49 RBIs right now. He has an OPS of .856. In the last 7 days, he had 2 home runs and 10 RBIs in the last 7 days. He's on pace this year to have 124 runs, 177 hits, 38 doubles, 9 triples, 41 home runs, and 144 RBIs. The man is having a phenomenal year so far. He's going to put himself in the MVP conversations if he keep balling like this. And this is what he's on pace for. He might exceed that. And for what I remember, he wasn't being talked about like that in the offseason. I don't think anyone, at least when we talked in the show, we didn't talk about him being in the MVP conversation or the Cubs being this good. He is one of the biggest reasons why. PCA he a baller. His batting average is .274 right now. But it looked like he could hit, just the way that he plays, it looked like he's hitting 350. That's how good he plays right now. He plays like he got a chip on his shoulder. And he played with a lot of moxie. And if you know Chicago, that's some of the stuff that they like to see. Chicago is sports town. You know, they got the Bears. They got the Blackhawks. They got the Bulls. I mean, you know what it was with Jordan. They ain't been much since. But, I mean, when they had D. Rose and Joakim Noah and Luau Dang and Carlos Boozer, you know, they had Jimmy Butler. You know, that was something of it too. But now, PCA is bringing that to the Cubs. I know my guy Teddy. I remember I heard a story about him. He went, you know, he was at a bar talking to this Cubs fan, and you know, told him the Cubs are trash. Well, I mean, 34-21 ain't trash, and that's now, you know. So at the time they weren't that good, but I mean now they balling, they doing their thing. So, hey, PCA. Keep putting BTA. Keep doing your thing, my guy. Welcome to the Dogs. All right. Now, my very next candidate for the dogs of the week. He could easily be the dog of the week. He could easily be the big dog because of what he's doing for his team right now. But I'm just going to put him here for now, and please put some respect on this man's name because there are a lot of people saying that he's not a superstar, that he's overrated. His peers called him overrated. But I don't see what they see and calling him overrated. I see someone who's a bona fide baller for their team and does everything he needs to do to make sure that when he's improved his game defensively. He's the best playmaking point guard in the league. One of the best point guards in the league that a lot of people don't talk about. Tim Hardaway Sr. said that he thinks he's all that when he's really not. Damian Lillard was the one yapping in his face a lot. Come on, man. Y'all know who I'm talking about now. I'm talking about John Halliburton's son. People call it the Holly Band. Tyrese Halliburton. What the Holly? Yeah. What the Holly? And Indiana's Game 4 victory, Tyrese became the first player to have 30 points, 10 rebounds, 15 assists, and no turnovers in a playoff game since 1977-1978. That's when turnovers were first tracked. The only other players to reach those totals for points, rebounds, and assists in a playoff game are Oscar Robertson and Nikola Jokic. Tyrese Halliburton in this series is averaging 24.3 points per game, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, 2.5 steals, and basically 58% true shooting percentage. A lot of people aren't talking about those steals, though. I know a play last night when Jalen Brunson was starting to bring the ball down. He went to start the back down, and Tyrese Halliburton knew what he was going to do and ripped the ball out of his hands. The man has improved his defense drastically over the last year. Because last year, a lot of people were saying that, hey, if you want to get a bucket, make sure you call a pick and get Tyrese Halliburton on you. Because he was considered, a weak link on the defense. But that's far from the truth right now. He has such a high floor offensively, which helps the pace out so much. He had 15 assists and 0 turnovers in the last game. He is averaging 8.7 assists to 1.9 turnovers for the playoffs. That is insane. Averaging almost 9 assists and only 2 turnovers a game for the playoffs? He is one of the. This team has improved defensively over the last year. And as a leader, he helps that. Tyrese Halliburton also becomes the fastest player since Magic Johnson to reach these numbers. 500 plus points, 150 rebounds, and 250 assists in their playoff career. Fastest since Magic Johnson. And what was Magic Johnson? A point guard. A playmaker point guard. Tyrese Halliburton, I'm just saying. In that game, when he had 15 assists and 0 turnovers, the Knicks had 17 assists as a team and 17 turnovers. We saw who won that game. Only one other player has done this outside of Tyrese Halliburton. 30-point triple-double with 0 turnovers in the playoff game. That other player was Baron Davis in 2002. That was 23 years ago. So it's been 23 years since that happened. Steve Nash hasn't done it. Oscar Robertson hasn't done it. Pistol Pete hasn't done it. Magic Johnson hasn't done it. Jason Kidd hasn't done it. I mean, I'm talking about a lot of, playmaker point guards. Chris Paul hasn't done it. Tyrese Halliburton is on a level. He's different. He's different, man. He's the first player in NBA history with a triple-double on 0 turnovers in the conference finals. Games in NBA history with 30-plus points, 15 assists, 5 3-pointers made, and 0 turnovers, regular season or playoffs. Tyrese has done this 3 times in his career. All other players combined have 0. He's the only player to have done this, and he's done it 3 times. In that Game 4 win against the Knicks to put them up 3-1. 32 points, 12 rebounds, which is a career high, 15 assists, 4 steals, 0 turnovers. He's the first and only player in NBA history and NBA playoff history to record that kind of stat line. He has the most playoff triple-doubles in Pacers history. He has 2. The other 3 that have it is Victor Oladipo, Paul George, and Mark Jackson. They all have 1. This is just his second time in the playoffs. Last year was his first time, and now he's there this time. I think this is going to happen often. And I'm pretty sure he's going to shatter more records for the Pacers. Joe has something interesting to say. He said that he might become the best Pacer of all time. And I think that's very possible. He's already the best point guard in Pacer history. But he might we all know who Reggie Miller is. But he might pass Reggie. It's very possible he might pass Reggie. So, Tyrese, your dog. They said, baby boy, a dog. Go ahead, Tyrese. Now, to reveal the big dog, or should I say big dogs? It's the other team that's up 3-1. But who am I going to talk about when it comes to this other team being up 3-1? Alex Caruso has played phenomenal for this team. Isaiah Hartenstein has stepped up a lot. Jalen Williams off the bench has provided some really good defense. Cason Wallace has done it as well. This OKC team is really good. Really, really good. But there are 3 players that I specifically have to talk about today. And they're the 3 best players for OKC. Lou Dort has done this thing as well. Lou Dort was one of the biggest reasons why Anthony Edwards struggled in that game. But I'm talking about the big 3 for OKC. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Let me start with J-Dub. J-Dub this postseason is averaging basically almost 21 points per game, almost 5.5 rebounds, 5 assists, almost 2 steals per game. He is top 2 in points per game, assists per game, and steals per game for the Thunder. He just recorded the most 3-pointers made in a conference finals game in OKC history in that last game. And how many did he make in that last game, you want to ask? Well, guess you guess. Guess how many threes he made in that game. I mean, yeah, of course he was. Of course he was. 6. 6, y'all. 6 of 9 from 3-pointers. He had 34 points in that game, 13 and 24 from the field, 35 minutes. Along with 3 steals. Jalen Williams, baller. Just straight up dog, man. It's nothing else you can really say about that. The boy nice. The boy is nice. Now to Chet. In that game, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 9 of 14 from the field. That's over 50% from the field. And Chet is actually from Minnesota. That was his first playoff win in his home state. So on the road, stepping up against his old team, he hit some big shots in that game too. He hit some threes, stepped into him, and made sure that he didn't hesitate. Back down. He backed down Nas Reed and then dunked on him. Chet has really stepped up. Really stepped up this season. Especially in this postseason, man. And he's a surefire dog for this team. And then, of course, the MVP, as Joe would like to say, Sega, SGA. In the first half, SGA and J-Dub combined for 31 total points. SGA had 21, J-Dub had 15. Shea in closeout games in the playoffs, 29.6 points per game, almost 2 steals, 55% from the field, 50% from 3. Yeah. Cooking. This Western Conference Finals, he's averaging almost 31 points per game, 8 assists, and 2 steals. That includes his 14-point game. So he had a game where he scored under 20 points, but outside of that, he scored over 30 in every single game. He just scored 40 in the last game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the first player to have 5 straight 30-point games in the playoffs since he did it last year. In his last 5, not including game 4, he is averaging 33.4 points per game on 64% true shooting in his last 5 games. And like I said, he had 40 points, 10 assists. He was a rebound away from a 40-point triple-double in game 4. And now they're up 3-1. OKC looks like they are on the verge of going to the NBA Finals and possibly winning it all. Pacers look like they're on the verge of getting there and possibly winning it all. So it's only right the 2 teams that look like they're going to be representing their respective conferences in the NBA Finals have some players to represent them as dogs on the show today. So the big dogs are J-Dub, Chet, and SGA. Have a day. That concludes Dave's Doghouse for today. Thank you all for who tuned in. Appreciate you, Ty, for tuning in, my guy. You know, you were here throughout the entire thing. So your Pacers look like they're about to make it to the finals, man. I know it's something that you haven't seen in a while, but hey, man. Have it up. Have it up. Have it up. OKC, keep balling. Keep balling. And Julius Randle, you got a chance to get out of the doghouse. What you gonna do tonight? Rockies, what's up? Nope, not happening. Sorry. My show. Sorry, not happening. No, it's not like I said that they was going to sweep y'all. That would be crazy. If I said they was going to sweep y'all, then yes, I should be in the doghouse. If I said they was going to sweep y'all, then absolutely, I should be in the doghouse. If I said they was going to sweep y'all, I said 7, which means I respected y'all. I said it's going to be a tough series. It's not going to be easy for them, and y'all clearly showed it ain't easy for them. So. I'm just saying, Ty. I didn't say y'all was going to get swept. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Plus, I don't like the Knicks. So, if they lose, cool. I'm okay with being wrong. It's the Knicks. Fine. It's all good with me. But, hey, look. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. See y'all next time. Just make sure y'all enjoy the show. All right? Peace out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.